Hi, my name is Taylor Breck. I'm a speech-language pathologist here at the department at Mercy College. Today I will be presenting a client. His name is Maurice. He presents with Broca's aphasia and he's coming in with his family member to have a counseling session. Hi, I'm Taylor, the SLP. Nice to meet you.
Hi, this is Maurice, my dad. I'm here to accompany him. My mom could not come, but we're here today.
All right, sounds good. Let's get started. Right this way. Hi, my name is Taylor. So I was an SLP on the evaluation team that did the evaluation for you, Maurice. So today we're just going to discuss the results and the findings and kind of see what the next steps are.
Sounds good.
Okay. So Maurice, after looking at your results and all the tests, you present with Broca's aphasia.
What is that?
So Broca's aphasia is an expressive disorder, which basically means you have difficulty getting the words out. And Broca's aphasia is a result of injury to the left side of the frontal area. And so everything basically happens on the other side. So due to your stroke on the left side, that is what resulted in Broca's aphasia.
So can I get a better picture on how his brain is functioning right now based on...
All right, so here is a picture of the brain just to have a visual to understand exactly what happened with Maurice. So this is the right hemisphere and this side is the left. So your father had a stroke on the left hemisphere, which is this side over here. So the left side is very important for language, which is why he presents with this broken type of expressive speech.
Oh wow, I understand now.
Does that explanation help you understand the brain a little bit better?
That does.
Okay.
That really does, yeah.
Very good. So the results of the evaluation did show that Maurice, you have excellent executive functioning.
Well, yeah, that does make sense because he tends to dress himself and he keeps track of his medication, which I have noticed. And he has great memory whenever I talk to him. He does mention little snippets of what I say.
And that's excellent. That's a great strategy and a great thing to use overall. You also have really good auditory comprehension.
Oh, that also does make sense as to he does understand what I say. He does understand what my mom says or my other sister says. I think when I talk too fast, he just doesn't really understand when I do talk fast.
Yeah, that's very typical with Broca's aphasia. Sometimes you do need to slow down a little bit and let Maurice understand you. So Maurice, in your evaluation, we also saw that your reading skills are really, really good.
Well, yeah, my dad tends to read the newspaper all the time when we're in the living room and he's on his couch.
That's very good. So what ways in home do you usually communicate with?
Well, recently we've come up with this strategy where we kind of text him. He has his own phone and we set it up where he has autocorrect, and we text him even when we're in the same space and he texts back, so it's pretty helpful.
That's really excellent, especially with the autocorrect, because we did see difficulty with spelling, so the autocorrect will really help with that. We just want to make sure when you guys are communicating to use smaller phrases and sentences, because Maurice, we did see that you had a greater difficulty when we did add more words in a more complex sentence.
It's okay, Dad. It's okay. It tends to get like this, yeah.
These moments are going to happen, and that's why we're going into therapy, and these are the things we will target in therapy.
That's good to hear. Therapy is definitely the great option for him, and it will definitely help. Do you think it would help with the way he's been feeling?
I definitely think that therapy will definitely help with how he's feeling. There's an option for a group therapy, so Maurice can be surrounded with other people with Broca's aphasia and different types of aphasia, and so then you, Maurice, can learn how to communicate alongside of other people who are having similar difficulties as you.
Oh, that sounds great. I don't think we were ever exposed to anyone with Broca's aphasia, so that'd be good for him.
And there's definitely other online, different support groups. Both of you can join because it will be difficult for you, Maurice, and also as a family member, you will be with your with Maurice more often than we will be. So it's important to be involved in support groups and other organizations.
Thank you. That sounds good.
Maurice, in the evaluation, we also saw that memory is a really good strength of yours. You were able to recollect memories in the past, which is a great thing to have.
Yeah, he tends to talk about his childhood days, and which is pretty interesting because he still has that intact. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you like listening to the stories, Maurice, when your children and wife talk about things that happened before? Are you attentive to that?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
excellent. Mm-hmm. And then I did see previously that, Maurice, you have a brother that also had a stroke?
Yeah, he did. My uncle, I find it different how my uncle has trouble getting around, and he doesn't know where he is, or just very disoriented, which is different from my dad. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People present differently. So, Maurice, it's great for you that you are able to get around very good with direction. You don't have to worry about getting lost. You don't have to worry about leaving Maurice alone.
Yeah, we always go to the mall, and he tends to always find his way. He likes to shop in Banana Republic, J. Crew, but he knows how to get his way around the mall, and we always tend to meet in the food court.
That's excellent. So, Maurice, you're able to go places independently, and you're also able to go somewhere and not necessarily worry about your father getting lost or not knowing his way back.
Yeah.
It's great meeting you guys. And Maurice, I know that your wife couldn't be here, but she did say that she's going to give me a call at some point, so then I can discuss with her also the evaluation findings, and then going forward, what's next.
Thank you. That'd be great.
Do you have any other questions?
No, I think we're okay. Yeah. So.
Okay, well, it was great meeting you guys. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank
See you again.
Hello?
Hi, is this Mrs. Johatto?
Yes, this is her. Hi, Mrs. Reck. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. How are you doing?
Very good. So I just had a meeting with Maurice and your daughter, and I know you couldn't attend today.
Oh, that's wonderful. How did it go?
So it went very well. So basically we just went over some of the evaluation findings and basically some strengths, and then how we're going to target that in therapy. So I wanted to know some additional things from your side as how Maurice is at home.
Okay, yeah, and it's good that we're talking now because I'm not with him. He's probably still on his way. But I did want to tell you that, well, I'm sure you probably noticed, I think he is very depressed. He gets very frustrated when he's trying to communicate with us. And, you know, it's been very difficult for us.
Yes, I did see that he was very reserved throughout the whole time talking, but we basically did talk about some strengths, and then he did light up when we talked about home and doing things together in a group with you and him and his daughter. He really lit up in that aspect.
Okay, that's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
So now where do we go from here?
So the next step is that we will have Maurice come in for a therapy session. And the things we do want to target is communication, because that is one of his biggest deficits. So we basically want to try and find a way that he is able to communicate with others, because that's very important. You always have to communicate with one person or another. So we definitely want to start with that, and we want to make it functional to his.
Yeah, so I think that's very important for him because you know, he's not doing any of the things he used to do before. Like, he used to like going with his friends after work to play pool. And they've tried to get him to go out now, but he doesn't want to. And I know that it's because he's not able to communicate the same way. And for him, it's hard. And, I feel like we really need to start working towards that, and maybe even helping expand his sentences, because right now he's just saying words, honestly.
Yeah, see, that is the difficulty with having aphasia as well as apraxia and dysarthria. It makes it very difficult to try and speak. It's almost discouraging. A lot of people with Maurice's case often don't want to talk, and we do want to promote communication because that's very important, and that's awesome that at least people have tried to get him to go play pool again, because staying involved in the community and doing the things he enjoyed is very important.
Okay. So I did speak with my daughter when she left the meeting with you, but she was telling me about group therapy.
Yes. Group therapy is really fantastic because Maurice would be doing therapy alongside of other people that also have aphasia. So those with Broca's aphasia, which Maurice does have, but also Wernicke's and different types of aphasia that results in different communication styles. So not only will Maurice be surrounded by people like him, but he can learn different strategies and see how other people are able to communicate and their like strategies, which is really awesome.
No, I can imagine this is going to be great for him, and he's going to be able to relate with those people and just see that it's not only him going through this. But it sounds great. Thank you so much, Mrs. Reck.
No problem. It was great talking to you, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. So there you saw our case with Maurice, who did have Broca's aphasia. So there are a few things to note. One being that you always want to talk to the client. You never want to talk around them or just speak to the family member and not engage the client. Everything should be involved with the client. It's client-centered, and that's very important. The other thing that you will have noticed is that we did call the wife. It is important to try and get all of the family members' perspective and talking about anything that's discouraging or weaknesses. It's very difficult to do, and you don't want to do that when the patient is present because it's discouraging, which is why we called the wife in order to talk about those things. And you want to make sure everyone's involved and that you do get the full picture. Thank you.